I arrived here in December, and upon my arrival, we had already established a committee to investigate the possibility of getting a synthetic, turf field, multi-purpose, multi-sport field somewhere on campus. So we're still investigating that. We're looking at two possible locations. One would be right now where we play many sports on Castles, and the other would be behind the high school, so to speak, adjacent to the area where the tennis courts are. And either way, it would be a multi-purpose for physical education classes and, of course, multi-sport.
Now, is there a time frame? I know that there was a committee that's been here, like you said, before you got here. What kind of time frame you're looking at if this is going to happen?
Ideally, we would like it to be completed for fall sports in 2018. Certain things would have to fall into place in terms of permits, in terms of the process for the board to formally approve it. But that's the ideal next fall season.
And how would you come up with the funds for this?
We would utilize capital funding.
And so I know a couple of years ago there was a referendum, but you guys have found a way within the budget to build this turf. Just explain to people that, because everyone wants to know where the money's coming from.
So there's two potential areas other than a referendum that you can draw from in addition to a normal operating budget. One is capital reserve and the other is maintenance reserve. And so over the course of the past several years, the board has been able to put some monies into both of those areas in capital reserve and maintenance reserve. And with this project being a capital project, we would draw from it.
And just talk about just it adds to the enhancement. I know this is part of the strategic long-term plan that the district has come up with. Talk about how exciting this is, that it's now not just a thought, it's almost going to be becoming a reality.
It's extremely exciting. And on top of it, importantly, there will be lights. And so while we think about, Friday night lights and, having a soccer game during the week and so on, like this week is our week of lights, really what it represents is practice time and the ability to get out there through maybe 8, 9 o'clock at night and have everybody have an opportunity to utilize it. And it's pretty much weather resistant. If it's not lightning and it's not a total downpour, you basically can be out there. And so having the lights and having the turf, in addition to what it offers us on a daily basis for our physical education curriculum, it is something that I'm personally very excited about, and I think it's going to be great for our community.
And also just for athletics, Sparta tradition, second to none. And now you're going to have the facilities that are going to match the history here.
Absolutely. Our students deserve that. We're doing a lot in addition to pursuit of a turf field. We doubled our footprint in our robotics room. We're going to be doing a lot of things with technology and STEM education, so this is just an extension of all that.
Now, I know that you said you hope for next fall. Is there any kind of a drop-dead deadline within the next few months to get those final approvals for that to happen? What kind of time frame you're looking at that for final board approval and for all the permits?
We're looking at that to be concluded sometime this winter. And so if that takes place, then we would finalize the bid specs. The bids need to be out for a certain period of time. And once the responses come back, hopefully we'll have a bidder that we can utilize that fits within our budget.
And is there a budget number that you guys are looking at? Obviously, you have to have a budget number, but I'm sure there's a range of numbers that you could use, maybe not do as much or do a little bit less. What's the kind of the budget you guys are looking at?
For the preliminary installation of the turf and lights, we're looking at about $2.8 million at the upper end of the initial installation. The cost does change depending on whether it's at Castles or whether it's in the back of the high school, so that will be determined. But projections from our architect was about 2.8, 2.9.
And if people want to keep up to date on this, I guess attend the board meetings, will you guys be sending out information to the people of Sparta?
Absolutely. Coming to a board meeting is always the best way to keep most up to date on the goings on in the district, and also through following us on our website or what we post on Twitter.